I am adding a stream marker right about now. So, Thor Love and Thunder. Well, the first thing about Thor Love and Thunder is just crazy ass jokes per minute is insane. The jokes have been doubled, and it's crazy insane that it's so freaking many. There's jokes are so freaking there that it just takes away a lot from the freaking story and from everything else. But as like I watched this again, it doesn't feel like it's been rated freaking properly. It someone feels like everybody else was expecting a lot more for freaking Thor, but this is like seems like the most reasonable release from freaking Thor, following up from Thor Ragnarok, right? It feels like it's the most reasonable freaking thing following up from Thor Ragnarok because the decision for freaking Thor Ragnarok to be a much more lighter freaking story, funnier, and all those freaking things is just like really good in this situation. But there are aspects when it comes to Thor Love and Thunder that somehow like feels like empty because we don't get to see freaking Loki because like when it comes to those three freaking movies we got Loki and Loki the character dynamic between Thor and freaking Loki like adds more of this freaking seriousness tone that we always freaking wanted in this situation. This heartfelt freaking things that we like freaking been missing in Thor Love and Thunder, which is replaced by freaking Jane Foster, which is a much more um internal freaking struggle between these freaking two characters. When it comes to Jane Foster, it adds more depth to the character of freaking Thor because he's been in love with this freaking like woman and like somehow they've left each other or they had the falling out and now she's back in his freaking life. That is crazy insane. And when it comes to somebody going back into your freaking life, especially when it comes to the next, a lot of freaking jokes can be like be done by that. And they were like and the jokes were freaking said which made it lighthearted and freaking things, but it's just like takes away from a lot of freaking seriousness of the situation, right? And like toning things down, like completely like shifting from funny to freaking serious in a matter of as the scene shifts doesn't seem like a good freaking solution for these freaking kinds of things. Especially when your jokes per freaking minute is like the rate of like your joke freaking rate is so freaking high because after like just saying a fucking joke it completely like turns you expect everybody to go freaking full serious when like it's all freaking jokes at the freaking beginning. So um that was the Thor Love and Thunder and things that I like net jokes. Right. Things I like joke what can I type in it? Things I like jokes. Things I didn't like, the jokes. And it's completely reasonable for Thor Love and Thunder to go this freaking direction because at this freaking rate, at this freaking situation, the lowest rated film still, when it comes to Marvel freaking movies, is Thor Ragnarok. Thor The Dark World. And that is Thor going on a much more serious freaking tone. And it doesn't seem like it that you'd go for a much more serious freaking tone when you know that when you go for a serious tone for this freaking kinds of movie for freaking Thor as a freaking thought process for everybody, right? It seems like it doesn't seem like a good freaking decision, especially if the past is like that. But you let go of the freaking past, especially it's because they don't understand what it is that the main problem is. It's not because Thor was making being serious. It's just like how the things are have been freaking written in this freaking situation, on how the things have gone through in itself. Because it felt like a mid freaking movie during this time, which is kind of like not mid for me. Was it mid for me? And so is Thor Love and Thunder. I completely enjoyed watching freaking Thor Love and Thunder, which is like probably like a 7. Well, wait. It's a 6. Yikes. That is a mid-ass freaking movie, and I like that. I like Thor: Love and Thunder and didn't like freaking Christopher Nolan. Seems like somebody has a taste freaking problem, right? It seems like somebody has a freaking taste problem, but it's not. Nah, this for me is like a 7 or something. It's just that people get so fucking disappointed for what it could become. Because it wanted to do all those freaking jokes. Like, it completely lacks of the threat coming from freaking Gore the God Butcher. And if you're a comic book freaking fan when it comes to freaking Thor, and understanding the villain Gore, it's one of the latest freaking installations or the one of the latest villains for freaking Thor, and it's like really good as villain because they love him when it comes to his aspects as becoming what it is, what it takes to be a freaking god, or what it means to become a god for your freaking people. When he has this freaking conversation towards what it is being god, what it takes to become a god, and Thor losing his freaking hammer, and then Jane Foster becoming that is also the time that Jane Foster became uh, Thor, Lady Thor. And then because of this freaking things, you got to be understand that those are the struggles for him. That's like freaking God. Because gods are freaking selfish as fuck and they only like live for themselves and not exactly for the people that they worship them. And that made Thor freaking feel unworthy when it comes to like wielding Mjolnir. Because of that freaking truth bomb towards it. Yeah. But like speaking of the Thor Love and Thunder, just by talking about Thor Love and Thunder, what else do we need there? Things I like the freaking jokes. Things I didn't like, there's so much potential for everything else. Uh, it feels like there's so much potential for everything else, but they choose jokes instead. That is like one of the things that I didn't like in this situation because it does feel like that. I didn't like that it felt that I didn't like that that is the situation in it. I didn't like that somehow when it comes to like they double down when it comes to the freaking jokes to be able to like really uplift the freaking feeling of the freaking viewer all throughout the entire freaking movie and watch it as like things go by. But I really like there are things that I really liked about it too. But like I didn't like that. I didn't like there's so much potential when it comes to Gore being like really reeling it down towards like freaking Thor and like killing a lot of freaking gods. Like we didn't get to see that. Didn't get to see Gore like kill a lot of freaking gods. It would be nice if it like comes to whatever it is. What is that again? Omnipotency. Omnipotency has two fucking celestials in it. That's the second time we get to see Thor. We get to see celestials in the MCU. Okay, what I liked. Uh, limited time only. Blessed with the power of Thor. That was funny. That was really good. Mm, Stormbreaker having issues, which is kind of justified. Um, the split scene was fine. The introduction was really freaking good. The way they introduced everybody, the way the beginning of the movie was really freaking good. I really liked it. It's just that at the very freaking end, where things are pushing towards the very end, the goals of freaking God Gore is just like completely switched by just like talking to him, which is kind of like okay. I guess that's what he wanted to do, right? But that's just everything about it. What else about it that is just like needed to be? Yeah, Gore. Gore needs to be like much more. They have like a villain freaking problem because he feels like a forgettable weak ass villain in this situation because he didn't do much. He's just like hopping in and out, creating this freaking showdown, like things like that. If he like wielded freaking Stormbreaker for a little bit, that would be a much more freaking crazy ass situation. You know? Just freaking grab freaking Stormbreaker out of freaking Thor's hands and just like beat him with it. Oh, he did grab Stormbreaker out of Thor's hands. But Thor was called the freaking what they call this again? Frostbite. I was like talking about frostbite. What is this? Bifrost. Yeah, they call it. Or probably Beta Ray Bill. That would be nice to like have Beta Ray Bill. Split scene at the beginning. One more things that I like about this. Jane Foster I like a little bit. I like that she is like having freaking cancer and he was able to like do these freaking things. Uh yeah, so when it comes to Mjolnir and the power of freaking Thor, it's making the cancer freaking worse. I like that it is like that. That gives us much more things to be able to like say when it comes to Thor and freaking Jane, whatever this is going on between each other. I like that. I really like that. I like it, Thor and freaking Jane. Anything else? Um, Split scene Stormbreaker having issues. Stormbreaker having issues. The I like it. I like in this situation that they somehow be able to like recognize that their items or their weapons have like their weapons have like some sort of like freaking consciousness or whatever it is going on. It feels like a freaking joke, but it's just like elevates a lot of freaking things towards like when it comes to the mythos of freaking Thor, that whatever it is weapon that they're using is like smart enough to be able to like be jealous for like other freaking things. Thunderbolt was freaking crazy as a weapon. The way it was being used. Omnipotence freaking city was fun. The Guardian scenes. Just look at the eyes of the people you love. Wow, even now thinking about it, I still fucking laugh. Look at the eyes of the people you love. That is freaking funny as fuck. Uh, what else? Looking at the eyes of the people you love. That is funny. Um, this ends here and now. Those certain things, catchphrases that they were like trying to do. Mm, yeah, my name is Axel now. Like his name is freaking Axel. That's freaking nice to be able to know too. See, I feel like I've lost energy like talking about freaking Thor now. When it comes to it, it feels like there's so much potential for everything else, but they chose jokes. Yeah, it feels like they chose jokes instead. I really didn't like that. Potential for anything else, like speaking of like the entire freaking journey with the Guardians of the Galaxy, it probably would have been nice if they were like supporting freaking cast in this movie, but nah. Completely changed the freaking direction and changed the freaking movie towards a love story instead, right? When it comes to exploring the freaking love towards the freaking character where everything is that it's going through. Uh yeah, it undermines that freaking love is what they needed as a freaking character because it was told to freaking jokes or whatever it is that they freaking needed, and we don't get to take it freaking seriously when it's needed to be taken seriously because it's introduced to us as a fucking joke. Whatever it is that love that he's feeling towards freaking Jane, or the love that they needed towards each other, and those freaking kinds of like things that he needs to be able to do because he's lost so freaking much. He's gonna lose somebody again that he freaking loves. That freaking thing, that freaking aspect, or that whatever it is that concept that he has when it comes to freaking Thor has been undermined by the freaking jokes because everything needs to be freaking funny and lighthearted. Its seriousness or its gravity isn't like taken that much well until the very freaking end when they want us to become serious. Well, on in fact, all the things that we have done towards it is not so freaking serious, which is kind of nice because it's like a complete 180 take on us and it becomes the scene is much supposed to be much more shocking, much more impactful because now we understand, oh, this freaking kind of love isn't just a fucking joke, it's actually real when it comes for these freaking two kinds of people, for these freaking two, it's needed, right? They needed this to be able to like travel much more and to be able to like say a lot more freaking things towards it. That's just the Thor Love and freaking Thunder. And that it's like what they freaking love, right? And then they freaking a love for his freaking people and all those freaking things. Sometimes like he still have people from freaking Asgard that he needs to be able to care about, and to be able to care about those freaking kids. It's not explored freaking much or needed, or whatever it is that needs to be said in this situation. Because his love for the freaking kids of freaking Asgard isn't freaking shown, but he needs to be able to like love his still people still, and that is where Valkyrie comes in. But she's the one that's able to like be able to do all those freaking kinds of the stuff. And What else? When it comes to freaking gore, it's what drives him towards killing the rest of the freaking gods because what he really wants is not the abolition or the destruction of all freaking gods, but for his loved one to be able to come back, which is love. For his love to come back, right? Which is a part of freaking eternity now. Which is kind of freaking crazy. Yeah, sure. She has laser eyes, by the way. Um, as a comedy, I'd give it a 7, but as a Marvel freaking movie or as a comic book freaking movie, it is a fucking 6. I understand why it's a fucking 6 as a freaking movie. Because there are like themes and things that it's like needed towards it. Yeah, the other things have been taken, like, especially Gore. They wasted such a good freaking villain too, which is Gore. Well, there's still the god of freaking hammers. It's still the god of freaking hammers. It's still Odin freaking force. Like old man Thor. Yeah, that's a fun ass freaking experience. Anything else I need to add towards it? Let me think about it. Things I didn't like about it. Thor Love and Thunder. Uh, I didn't like there's just too many freaking jokes, right? Like, couldn't they stop like doing throwing punchlines left and right and just like talk like normal freaking people? When instead it's just punchlines left and right. It's just freaking funny in some cases, but it's just like sometimes whenever there's too much enough jokes, there's when there's too many jokes, you just like you completely forget about things. Um, yeah, I have about 30 minutes left to be able to talk about this. What else do you need to talk about it? How about the costume? I don't really like the new freaking costume. The new look for freaking Thor, whatever it is, the Viking helmet thingy. Whatever it is, the Viking helmet going on, but the color scheme, it got so vibrant, yeah? Yeah, the colors got vibrant. It's like, it feels nice. Feels nice that we were able to do that, get more vibrant with it. But it's just like, I don't freaking like it. No. Yeah, but Thor was funny at the same time, but it just like the fucking goats. Oh my god, I forgot about the fucking goats always yelling wherever it is that they're going through. They're landing and they're ah! Uh, they're yelling everywhere. That was funny. The goats are freaking funny. Omnipotent Trigger City. The emotion guns taking out their freaking clothes. That is funny. Yeah, kind of like chilling right now. I don't know what to talk about, I don't have anything more when it comes to like Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh yeah, like the city of freaking Asgard turning into a a tourist freaking spot. That is freaking crazy, and that's just how Valkyrie was like able to become king for. Imagine Loki seeing that. Oh my god! Imagine Loki seeing that, be able to like see new freaking Asgard, and was like, that's what you did to freaking Asgard, and that was like, oh freaking hell. How would he rule freaking Asgard anyway? He was able to like rule freaking Asgard. Or if like Thor was able to like completely be responsible and completely rule Asgard, is it gonna be the same thing like how Valkyrie was able to like do tough stuff with it? It has three freaking cruise ships like sailing around the coastline. That was funny. Hmm. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else. Should I like done the podcast fresh from it? But I was like watching the movie when there was like no electricity in the house. All I could do was freaking laugh. The crazy thing about it too, when I was like watching it, I gonna do the freaking laugh and laugh about everything else, and then I went to like check on my freaking phone and be able to like write on my freaking phone what is freaking funny, what is not freaking funny, and try to freaking take notes. And suddenly I feel my fucking heart rate. I felt like I was heartbroken for like something else that I freaking done. And after that I couldn't like even watch the entire freaking movie the same anymore. Like I couldn't laugh to the freaking jokes and everything. Like the jokes became annoying. Uh Whatever it is that they're trying to do become like, oh my god, they're doing this thing again, and it's just like crazy insane. Yeah. That's just how things just went when it comes to like Thor Love and Thunder. Anything else about it that I wanna talk about? Eternity seems nice. Like the introduction of bringing eternity, that it grants a person's freaking wish, whatever it is that somebody comes towards eternity. And the key is the Bifrost. Like who would have thought the key is the freaking Bifrost? I thought it was like the key would be like Thunderbolt, you know? But it's the freaking Bifrost. Like how many like gods did they able to like close down, lock down in that situation that is like working with Gore? Are there any gods working with God? It's just a complete solo. I think it's just a complete solo mission. Um, anything else? It's great freaking watching it, knowing it's just a feel good, funny freaking movie. Watching it as a feel good, funny freaking movie is like nice enough for you to be able to like rate it. Probably goes to freaking 8 as like a feel good freaking funny movie. But like anything else, like as a comic book Marvel freaking movie, it's just like, yeah, you like cut off a lot of freaking reasons for us to write freaking Thor now. Now Thor can only be freaking funny. There's no like freaking seriousness to whatever this is going on. Because when it comes to freaking seriousness, we have a freaking joke ready for him to be able to say, which is kind of exhausting sometimes because it feels like everybody is going to be the same, doing the same shit, saying the same stuff. And it's like there's no freaking diversity. So we need Thor to be much more like on a serious freaking thing, but we can't do that. You know? We can't do that because Thor 2, Thor the Dark World is like so much awful. Kraglin getting married, that is freaking funny. And anybody else getting married? Uh, Bye. Guardian scenes were pretty funny. What happened in the very end? I don't know what happened at the end. Wait. Uh, uh, what else now? What now? Alright, the music is making me sleep. Uh, fine. Bass groove. Anything else? Anything more about Thor? Thunder. Hmm. Korg's narration is kind of like really good to be able to drive the entire movie forward. It seems like uh, seems like a nice freaking movie. Yeah, it seems. Oh my gosh, whatever it is that I need to be able to like say to it, I just can't like. It's hard for me to be able to say anymore. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Yeah, Korg. It's still overall good, man. Mm, no, but I need 20 freaking minutes to like say anything. I need to say anything. 20 freaking minutes. What else? This is the first time I've ran out of things to say. Maybe there isn't much to say when it comes to this one. Uh, because there isn't like seriousness towards it that is like serious enough for me to be able to discuss because like they've tackled on a lot of freaking things. Especially when it comes to inclusion and all those freaking stuff. I like how they're able to like handle the freaking women in this situation or like handle Lady freaking Thor because they didn't like go full Captain Marvel to whatever Lady Thor is. Like that someone needs it because she just like worthy for the sake of being a woman, but because of her relationship towards Thor, and Thor was able to like set all these freaking things towards the hammer now like creating a code for itself. Yeah, it feels like animes and like that, right? Like very very smart freaking items that are just like have a conscience of their own to be able to like create spells on their own to be able to do the create worthiness or like created the freaking login account for freaking Jane Foster to be able to like access the freaking hammer and be able to like completely say that she is like Lady freaking Thor. That is freaking funny. Eat My Hammer is nice. So whatever it is in here in the movie, that someone needs to be able to be done that. Because that seems like what is freaking awful and it's still being done to them. It's still being done to the freaking animals and stuff. But she can't be able to do it because one of you guys just wants to get into her giveaway and shit. That is freaking funny. Oh, by the way, I've recovered myself to be able to like watch at like smaller freaking screens Because like earlier this year, right? I was like watching through a freaking projector and I fucking love it, but the projector got ruined so freaking quickly that I'm like, I need to like be able to watch things still. I will never able to like come back and all those freaking things, but I was able to, like just like watching like Thor: Love and Thunder. I thought I would never like the freaking movie ever when I first freaking watched it, and then like on the second time that I watched it, I kind of freaking liked it. I enjoyed it pretty freaking much, but it's just like the freaking ending and how it was concluded was the freaking struggle towards it to me, because it was the threat of freaking gore is like not enough to be able to like do those freaking things, but like based on whatever they said, gun, the threat of freaking gore has been established through the conversations between Zeus and him, how the kids were freaking kidnapped, how he's interacting with a bunch of freaking kids, right? But you cannot freaking kill kids in a freaking movie, which you could have been able to like do one just for the sake of warning towards the other kids, things like that. But yeah, you can't do that because it's still PG freaking 13. And it's kind of crazy that they rated like that. Yeah. So that's that. What was that? Uh, what is that smell? Uh, mm, oof. It's just like I'm listening into something that isn't even there. Uh, 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 okay. I feel like I'm about to pass out, man. Help me out. Uh, uh, I'm struggling. Uh, need to do something else. Oh, and when it comes to like knowing your freaking skin, it's crazy that they age you from 20 to 400. Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What if your mom and dad suddenly acted like this? Rent must be high. Jew must be Jew must be ready near. Oh my freaking god! She missed the freaking bowl. Oh, the crap! One of them turned back to horse. Oh, he's fucked. Oh, he's fucked. Oh, he's fucked. Oh, he's fucked. Oh, she fucked. Oh. Oh no, Thor Love and Thunder. So much to talk about Thor Love and Thunder. Wow. uh, how about love? Like Child of freaking Eternity. What else do we know about freaking love? I have know nothing about freaking love. Yeah, which is why I got fucked so much for this one. Because it's just like, oh, what am I gonna be able to talk about? Yeah. Anyways, that's just about it, I guess. I'm done. Hello? Hello? Okay. I'm done. I think I'm done. I'm done for Thor Love and Thunder. And then we're gonna watch something else. What is this? Another bot. Okay. That's Thor Love and Thunder.